video, we're going to be dealing with understanding the manifestation of a spinal cord injury.
Manifest, to show something clearly through signs or actions.
And mitigation of a spinal cord injury.
Mitigate, make something less harmful, unpleasant, or bad.
Just touch on autonomic dysreflexia as it pertains to both situations. Yeah, I have no idea. I've been doing a lot of research over the last week or so on a few things. And it's not that I've learned anything new, but what I've already known is now fortified. So, see if we can figure something out here. Hey, I'm in the middle of something here. Now what the fuck? Of course. There's always somebody walking by. Dog's always gonna be fucking bitching at something. Saying, hey, maybe not bitching, but anyway. So, mitigation, or let's think, what are we looking at? Manifestation of spinal cord injury. Well, your definition I showed you before shows something clearly. Okay. Well, that is an accurate definition, absolutely. However, there's something that's sort of throws a wrench in a machine with spinal cord injury. Spinal cord injury, the effects do not manifest for 2 years. 2 years. That is the length of time it takes the body to recover to the point of where then you have to really start working. You can work during the recovery period of 2 years, which is that's a smart move. I started probably a little bit before a year, but I really didn't know what I was doing at the time because there's no fucking textbook of how to go about doing what you need to do to lessen the manifestation of the damage of spinal cord injury. So that's something you really have to keep in mind. And it's difficult when there's nobody there to show you. There's no fucking textbook. There's, speaking to doctors about the entire thing. Doctors deal with just the evaluation. They deal with the manifestation of what are the generalized effects. However, because spinal cord injury is so incredibly individual to the individual as a fingerprint is to the individual, or a single snowflake is individual to any other snowflake, every spinal cord injury is absolutely different. I've met more C3s that can walk than fucking 5, 6, 7s, T's, L's, so on and so forth. There are people that have had an injury and, that injury manifests itself in a more mild fashion. That's one of the things I try to profess quite often. The manifestation of spinal cord injury sometimes does not really do what the textbook version says it's going to do. Some people shake that shit off and they're up and functional before they leave the fucking hospital. Factoid, motherfuckers. However, the problem you have with spinal cord injury in the healing process is because how the spine is situated in the spinal cord injury going inside the spine. Oxygen-rich, platelet-rich, stem cell-rich repair cells, oxygen-rich red blood cells cannot get to the spinal cord. And because you can't get there, there's the healing process to a spinal cord, well, spinal regeneration, is extremely a slow, tedious, and ass-suck motherfucking process. So, you really won't find out what you have to work with. But however, beyond all that, if you can move whatever you can move, however the fuck you can move it, as quickly as you can start to move it, you will help yourself by firing those fucking neurons, getting those signals going up and down the spine that will help in the regeneration process, and it will benefit you immensely to hedge your bets to the best odds you can possibly get for getting back the most ability as spinal cord injury manifests itself. Okay? Now, what's our next thing? Make some mitigation of spinal cord injury. Okay? Make something less harmful. Make something less harmful. That is a management strategy. That is a call to action. Make something. Do something. It's not going to do it itself. If you neglect your injury, if you decide that, fuck it, there's no use in me doing anything, well then I hope you're real fucking comfortable. Because if you don't try to mitigate your fucking injury, manage your injury, try to take back, ability. Oh, and by the way, you can do it. This fucking hand didn't work for shit. Yeah, I know, it looks like Tino. But, that thumb, that little bit of thumb movement right there, that separates me from the fucking houseplants. If you don't mitigate your fucking injury, all you're going to do is be an overglorified houseplant. You're going to be a fucking pet that someone has to take care of. My suggestion to you is stop fucking off and get the fuck to work mitigating your fucking injury. You do have options. I'm telling you, the houseplant road is an option. A lot of people do it. I know a lot of fucking people that say fuck it. You go right back to work. They don't give a shit about nothing. Even though I know a lot of people that, try to do this and give up so fast that they, I swear, it's like they didn't give themselves a fucking chance. You have to, in this life, you have to create your own fucking opportunities. Life is a cold, horrible, terrible place that will fucking chew you up and spit you the fuck out and give no fucks. Ultimately, nobody really gives two fucks about what your gig is. You don't get a handful of people that care. But beyond anything else, if you don't care and if you don't do the best you can to mitigate the manifestation of spinal cord injury, what word comes to mind? I used houseplant before, pet, yeah. One of my favorite words, you'll be fucked. If you do nothing, you will be nothing. Okay? What will happen is this. You'll cry like a little bitch and want sympathy from everybody else. That shit will get old. You'll find yourself in a fucking institution. And once you get there, depression will set in, you'll turn to shit. You'll lay around, you'll do nothing, your body will slowly but surely break down. You will most certainly get a fucking infection of some type, whether it be a UTI or perhaps, there's a myriad of infections. Infections suck fucking whale dick, man. They don't fuck about nothing. They attack and they will fucking eat you and they will fucking kill you. And it will not be a fun process. Think about it. Are you afraid of death? I'm not afraid of death. How you go about dying, well, that's a situation. Me, I've always had a fantasy. If I'm going to die, I know exactly what I want to do. I want to be outside somewhere fucking off, have a fucking tank fall out of a fucking, one of those stealth bombers or a fucking massive B-52 cargo plane. And it comes down on top of me. I have no idea what the fuck happened. I am toast in a second. Not only that, but the Army just dropped that in there. So, you can get a fucking settlement for the family. Well, isn't that great? Great way to die. I do not wish to fall apart. I do not wish to be laying around and end up covered with fucking pressure sores. All right, that in turn will be infected. That will manifest in your body and slowly but surely fucking die. Choice is yours. You can take actions to mitigate the manifestation of your injury. Or you can do nothing. What do you want your new name? Mr. Squibbles? I don't know, Fido, fucking, Percy, what the fuck? What do you want? Make it up, because that's where you're going to end up. Anyway, I'll finish in something. I gotta finish up with this.
Autonomic dysreflexia, a disorder of spinal reflex activity occurring in those with spinal cord injury that is characterized by an onset of hypertension, bradycardia, excessive sweating, and headache.
Well, alrighty then. Let's see what the fuck's going on. Get ready to get on the bike for a little bit. Back to what we were talking about. Definition of autonomic dysreflexia. Basically, that definition deals with the symptoms. Hypertension, headache, all the rest of that shit. And believe it or not, that shit could be fatal. Left to its own devices, if your blood pressure keeps skyrocketing and maintains, you could easily have a stroke. It'll take a little bit, it's got to be extremely severe, but it has happened. Fact. But symptoms, that's no problem. Causes. What could be the causes for autonomic dysreflexia? Typically, we're going back to level of injury, which once again is a guideline. However, some of the truth about level of injury is that that's where the impairment starts. It may be something as small as just lack of sensation. That's impairment. Maybe your one little, my fingers have a tendency to sit like this. Maybe your fucking hands are fine, other than one finger. Whatever it might be, it's an impairment. That's because of the level of injury that you had sustained. So what are the causes? Well, a cause, I think there's only a couple that really count, is an injury below your level of injury will set off autonomic dysreflexia. Even though you don't know that you're injured, your fucking body does. Just because everything has been injured, everything hasn't been injured. Your body has backup systems for fucking everything. It's fucking an amazing thing. It is a very durable, I don't know if you want to call it a machine, that's also very fallible, very, what is the word? If I say fucking one more time, I'm going to kick my own ass. So, susceptible to, fuck off, I didn't say that word. Fuck me, I am at a loss for words. Shocker. That's the first time it's ever happened to me before. But impairment, per se, whatever it might be, underneath the level of injury, something that has been fucked with. Either you got stuck with something really bashed you once, or another thing might be is some type of, perhaps you're sitting on something, there's an undue pressure that you don't realize because of the lack of sensation that you may have. Perhaps maybe there's something dropped in your shoe you're unaware of. Perhaps, I don't know, you're sitting on your fucking wallet for all the fuck I know, your phone, your whatever, fucking hey, maybe you dropped a fucking shaver and all of a sudden you're like, what the hell? And you find it stuffed up your ass. What you do on your own free time is up to you. It's all good, man. Autonomic dysreflexia. There are other things that we have to deal with. There's two things, and we'll go into these in a little bit. I gotta get on this thing. Oh, fuck me. There are two things to do with the actual dorsal nerves in your nervous system in general. There is your dermatomes and your myotomes. We'll get to that in a couple minutes. Dermatome is an area of skin which is innervated by a single dorsal root of the spinal nerve. Myotome is defined as a group of muscles which is innervated by a single spinal nerve root.
Fuck it, you know what? We'll just do this right now. Whilst I plug into my bike. So, this section of the video, I'd like to call the shut the fuck up section. And I'll explain why while I patch in of my ingenious fucking system I came up with to be able to easily get my shit together with this entire bike thing. But fuck it, it's not what we're talking about. Fuck, what were we talking about? Oh. Myotomes and dermatomes, which are, don't know if they're exactly, well, they are completely different but the same as far as the spinal connections. Going down to the dorsal root that comes out of, it's the nerve as it comes out of the fuck. Oh, Jesus, fuck, it's all fucked up. Come out of the spinal cord, it's the vertebrae, where the spinal cord comes out of the, what the fuck am I doing here? Well, you can see in the picture what I'm talking about. I'm showing you, you'll see the arrow pointing to the nerve. And I believe, not absolutely certain, I'm not certain if it's one nerve is a supply and another is a return, or if they both are two-way streets. This is one of the things that baffle scientists as they try to make sense of spinal cord injury, because even though things are specific, the specificity of the situation is rather elusive monster. Fuck. Piece of shit. I try to keep these things organized, but they still get all fucked up. These are the things I'm talking about that I had made. Little magnetic connectors that make it easier just to connect and disconnect. Sort of like my little holder. Sort of like the nerves coming out of, from the spinal cord, out of the dorsal root to wherever the area that they're taking that nerve to. The dermatomes, and this is why it's the importance. Shut the fuck up. Alright. The importance of having an evaluation done every so now and again. Because even though the injury will manifest itself, you can always continue to take back ability. Yeah, this is how I store these motherfuckers. It's just easier. You always have the ability to take back ability. Man, I'm getting all fucking lost here. I'm sitting there flapping about this shit, and I'm not paying attention to what the fuck I'm doing. And it's taking me 1,000 years longer. Alright, motherfucker. Because magnets stick to one another. And these fucking neodymiums, the world's strongest magnets, because this ain't no disco, motherfucker. We ain't playing this game. This is life. And it is real, and that's the way it is. It's not that things are made overly complex. It's just that they are overly complex. And the nervous system is the fucking numero motherfucking uno thing for complexities. So, with the evaluation, in the Asia evaluation, what is it, the National Institute of Spinal Cord Injury, blah, 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 some shit. You'll see the name below. I'm on my motherfucking bike, so I ain't really getting too silly about that, so I'm just babbling all this shit. But with the evaluation, it determines where you have strengths and weaknesses in your myotomes and your dermatomes. Dermatomes being epidermis, your skin, and when they do, motherfucker, with an evaluation, when they do that cotton ball test, they get all sneaky and they touch different places. And that gives them an idea, once again, generalized idea of your level of sensation. You know, if you can feel here, maybe you're a C, who the fuck knows. And if you can't feel over here, you're a C, whoever the fuck knows. However, I did leave a link in the description below pertaining to, I just said fucking motherfucker, pertaining to a generalized idea of your levels of injury and what levels affect what parts of the bodies and things of that nature, and so on and so motherfucking forth, right down the motherfucking road. Educating yourself on spinal cord injury is your number one line of defense when it comes to spinal cord injury. And knowing what the fuck you're talking about is very important. Understanding an evaluation is very important. And if you don't, you're destined to be completely frustrated for the rest of your fucking forevers. So a lot of times with these videos, I will leave descriptions, I will leave links in the description box below. Whether or not you decide to actually read them or research them, that's up to you. You can research them, check it out, gain a little bit of knowledge, or stay fucking retarded. That, my friend, is completely up to you. And once again, if you decide not to look into this and you want to remain stupid, then my favorite part, and this applies to so much stuff, then shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Go away if you're going to remain stupid. However, you want to get educated a little bit, check out the links. They will bring you to an understanding of different levels of injury and what is impaired and not impaired and blah, blah, blah. And there's also links to different, I'm going to put these in a video format, for the myotomes and the dermatomes. Dermatomes, once again, epidermis, sensation on the skin. You'll also notice if you've had an evaluation, they'll go through, they'll make you flex your wrist, they'll make you pull your arm, they'll make you do this, whatever the fuck. Go through all sorts of shit, and then they want you to, maybe try to suck in your stomach or move your legs, your feet, whatever it might be. They are testing your myotomes. Myotomes being different muscle groups. And the muscle groups are directly correlated with the level of injury. That's where, if you want to move your feet, the message goes from beep, down the spine, down here somewhere. I don't know. I think it's the, oh, fuck me. I don't know. That's why. Look in the description box. You'll see the thing for Flint Rehab. It's a pretty good indicator, and it gives you a nice generalization of what's going on or what's not going on in the myotomes and dermatomes. And also, it'll give you an idea of how you can go about in your recovery. How you have an idea what you can do, what you can't do, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. That all has to come from you. I can tell you what the fuck I do, but that don't make any difference. You got to figure out what you can do. And I will say, and as soon as I say it, I will renege saying it and I'll take it back. Be careful. But also, don't be all that careful. Because If you're really careful and cautious, you will not take a risk. And if you do not take a risk, you will never find out exactly what your abilities are and are not. And if you're not going to do that, then what's the term I just used? Shut the fuck up. I'll be back.
Continue. I can continue for the next 9 hours on this, but I don't believe that's going to serve anybody any better. There is a shitload of description or links in the description box below. If you decide to check them out, I think that would be a wise move. If you do not decide to check them out, believe me when I say, I won't give two fucks. The story or the message that I'm trying to explain is fact-based, educational-based. Fuck out of here. And it's a call to action. You can either take up that call or do not take up that call. That is your decision. You can either educate yourself or stay fucking stupid and fucking waller in your own fucking juices. Or still, you pick the one right there. I gotta go. I gotta work on this. This is from a shipwreck off the coast of New Jersey from 1934. My next video, I'm gonna talk about an active lifestyle. And, well, you'll see what's up. Get smarter. Look at what you got. Take action. That's all I ask. But like, once again, if you don't want to, I'm not going to cry. I'm doing it. There's no fucking way in the world I'd be able to fuck with this if I didn't have an active lifestyle. If I didn't live my practice, if I didn't practice what I preach. Yeah, fucking man. Shit, I'm no fucking doctor. I am no fucking nurse. I am not a physical therapist. I probably should be. Go get him.